I want to give a minute of the live stream.
I just did some OD and it says there'll be 4 of us all together. How about that? Let's see if it's right.
Hello.
Hello, Vesna.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. He's just finishing up with a patient. He'll be ready in a second.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
All right, let's bring everybody. I'm going to bring the stream on. Well, we're live, everybody, just to let you know. There's everybody. I gotta get my camera sorted out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hang in there. We're going to be started with the session, Synergy Sessions, the remote quantum healing. Group of our doctors are joining us today, and your job is to tap in, connect with your heart, and receive. It's that simple. And prepare for the next shift. We are in the midst of it now. How's everybody today?
Good.
Nice.
Well, I'm working on my camera. Dr. George is about to start with us, so let me get the let's get the share going. And I have a new share, so I'm going to show a couple things I have for you. So bear with me. All right, everybody. You should be the doctor should be seeing a black screen with the 3 white horses on it. Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let me turn off the music. We're going to get started with the video clip, and this is part of the workshop I gave at the October seminar in Philadelphia for corn-specific technique. And the title of this talk, the title of this segment, is "The Influence of Intention." So let's go ahead, and I'm going to make sure that all the levels are good before we hit the go button. And we have that. Okay, I think we're good. So let's hit play. We'll watch this brief video, and then we'll discuss a few things about the human body, anatomy, and tension. And I'm going to put people on. That way I don't get too much feedback while we're streaming. All right, here we go. So what is actually going on? And so this is actually, I believe, the most important slide of the whole talk. So I'm going to kind of just chat about it for a minute. I want you to absorb it, take pictures if you need to. But in chiropractic, what we know very automatically, it's what we're taught, is function and structure are very much reliable on each other. And now we fully understand that our nutrition, our toxins have an effect, and now we're talking about traditional Chinese advanced medicine of meridians and acupuncture and EMF and all these waves and different properties of electronics that affect the human body. But what is the new wave of science over the last 20 or 30 years, maybe even before that, obviously started with Einstein, is all these subtle energy fields. And there's a group of scientists now in different pockets, and I don't think any of them are talking to one another. That intention. We're having a little moment here with the internet, so bear with us. I think we might have enough for today, though. Intention. Hang in there. Let's see if it'll play. All right, let's pause that. I'm going to shift over here. So we have the understanding of intention. In fact, we're seeing here the infographic: function, structure, chemistry, electromagnetic energy fields. There's an arrow that goes in between. And then we have these new understanding of the subtle energy fields, intention, and information. This is a flowchart back and forth. So function can come around here and, of course, affect information. And intention can affect information. Intention can affect our subtle energy fields, back and forth to electromagnetic energy fields, and all through our chemistry, structure, and function, back and forth. So let me turn this off. And we'll bring the doctors back. There we are. Let's take everybody off mute. How we doing out there, everybody? Looks like I'm muted. How we doing out there, everybody? Did you hear anything I was saying?
I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. So I was just sharing a little bit about intention and going back and forth, and it looked like I was off. Doctors may have been unable to hear me, and I can't. I'm having some technical difficulties with the camera. So, here we are. Intention. Dr. George, good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. Tell me about, good afternoon, yes. Tell me about intention.
Intention. It's a thought creates a motive force, which affects everything in the universe to a certain degree. So, I've come to understand that when we're adjusting someone, if our intention is to make a boat payment, that's a different intention than to help this person have their boat float better, let's say. Yeah.
So there's something behind our reasons why we do things, is what you're saying.
Yes. And that if stress is defined as energy and information applied to a material, which that's how engineers define it, then our intention is part of the information that goes into whatever action we're performing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So there's a component that the why behind what we do makes a difference.
Correct.
Right on, right on. Beth, Vesna, Sasha, how would you like to comment? What can you comment? What can you add to this conversation? Have you read things? Have you heard things? Have you experienced this effect? Who wants to go first?
Intention affects outcome, doesn't it?
That's what yes. Intention affects outcome.
That's about what it's all about.
Perfect summary. It's simple.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sasha. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so let's see here. I just gotta do something. Get this handled. There we go. Okay, I think maybe. Nope. All right. So no video for me today, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sasha. You were right. Four people. Sasha and I were having.
Well, I didn't. That was nothing to do with me.
Sasha and I were talking beforehand, and there's something, as the doctors know, called the OD, and she goes, "Oh, there's gonna be 4 people." I'm like, "Okay, 4 doctors." I'm like, "Okay, I'm hoping for 6." And here we are. Now we got 4 cameras working, and my camera's not working, so maybe we are having 4. So I love that. So let's talk about our intention for today's session. For anyone, this is brand new. We are chiropractors who study corn-specific technique, which is in essence a quantum healing technique, and we have a way to connect and listen to the wisdom from your body and what it needs, and we can deliver the care to facilitate your greatest version of yourself. So that being said, Vesna, I want to ask you first today, our intention moving forward into our session here. What's needed? What do you feel our world needs? What do we need to connect to? What would be something that you would want to intend with our time together?
To allow ourselves to receive and to receive in abundance.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Beth, our attention.
Thank you, Vesna. Yeah, thank you, Vesna. I like that. That's kind of bigger than I was even thinking, but just for me, the intention is to live in love and give love and receive love, I guess, but I was mostly just live in love and not fear. My intention is to just try to stay there as much as humanly possible.
Living in love.
It's challenging at times.
It is challenging at times.
You noticed that?
But that's my intention. I think it's a great intention. So.
Yes. And if I may add, there's so much that I'm reading from ancient cultures to even the Bible and science, and if everyone out there is a fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's been putting out and talking about his Go Love 20
right.
meditation. And I don't know if anyone's attempted it or
I haven't yet.
I tell you what, it is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I will say this, it's kind of an odd guided meditation, for me, at least in the beginning. However, when I got past the inflection of his voice, and I think he did it on purpose to cause one to go in. However, I feel so vibratory. My heart is so radiant afterwards. It's such a wonderful experience. It just capped off. In fact, I pulled it out right here. It capped off. I've read this book a couple times now, and it has different meditations in it about connecting in the heart. And he has a picture of the biofield right on the front there. It's called Living in the Heart. It's a very simple book, but it has it's like a yin and a yang. We each have a male and a female component to us, and there's a meditation, a guided meditation for how to connect to the heart through a female style and through a male style. And of course, one is more receiving and one is more directed. Quite beautiful. Sasha, tell me today, what are you feeling, what are you sensing for our intention as you are putting it out?
I'll know when I've done some OD.
Okay.
I don't know.
The OD will guide us. Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
And so for anyone out there, when we hear this term OD, it stands for something called occipital drop, and this is a binary biofeedback system. So that search term, dive in and do your homework. Biological biofeedback. There we go. Dr. George is showing the occiput there, the purple bone, and there's a flat ridge across the back, and that's where we're trained how to start to learn how to detect when the human body is essentially energies are communicating to the doctors. And I want to show the doctor something real quick. Excuse me, I have a pop-up showing up. I want to show this stuff. Yes. And it's just some pictures of the human biofield. And I love sharing these pictures, and I want to scroll down for the audience. The top left picture is a handprint. You see the fingertips, it's physical energy. This is of course, this one here in the middle. That's just the artist rendition. Here on the over here, the third one is this broccoli. It's the biofield of broccoli. And this one right here at the bottom, let me scroll down for the audience. This one down here at the bottom is a yogi, and you can see the field around him. In the color, the green, the orange, and the red, and there's a blue in there, and you can see some of the body heat. But it's a very beautiful picture, and it's balanced, and it's also in relationship to his posture. It's so interesting. It literally emanates from the human from the human being, like a light bulb. There's a better picture of it for everybody. So that's some images of the human biofield. And these aren't even all, in my opinion, these aren't even all the layers that we are working with. As that opening graphic showed, we even have our thoughts, our intentions, and these subtle energy. And what precedes intention is what's called pure information. And that's the level we're communicating with to influence the physical body, regardless of where you are in the world. Because there's an aspect of you that is reaching out and connecting. That's my 2 cents on that. Anyway, I just want to add something before we get started. We have our intentions. Dr. George, I didn't ask you about your intention. Anybody else want to add? And then, Dr. George, please go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say hang on and enjoy the ride, but I modified it to let go and enjoy the ride. And I also want to real quick thank you, Kevin, for writing Decode Your Pain. I keep picking it up and it keeps speaking to me and keeping me on track. So thanks for your book.
Oh my goodness! Wow, thank you so much for saying that right now. And anyone out there who's out there, Decode Your Pain is a book I wrote. Well, it took a long time to write. However, it came to manifestation in the end of 2017, and it's been a wonderful journey sharing it and teaching it. And actually, this week I am launching a campaign to share more details about the book and some do-it-yourself, walk yourself through courses, coaching courses, and also I'm going live weekly in a private members area, answering questions about the book and helping people walk through their own mind, essentially, to find their own authenticity, so they can create goodness in their world, in their life.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, Dr. George, thank you so much. That was just a phenomenal timing. So that's happening this week. I'm excited on a lot of levels. And what we're doing here with Synergy Solutions was an answer that I could provide anyone around the world, because as you wake up to the thoughts and the essentially the let's call it the belief states that have been implanted in you, when you start waking up to things that are out of balance or not really your own, there's things in the physical body that will need some attuning, that will need some adjusting. And this was the answer I came up with. And with the power of multiple doctors, the synergistic effect makes the session more robust, more complete. It reaches areas where I can't focus because I'm being directed to focus on one thing, my specialties, where Dr. Beth has her knowledge base and her specialties. And Dr. George and Sasha and Vesna all have our unique perspectives and influences, and when we work together like a beautiful choir, there's all these layers and levels and influence and enjoyment, more than just one singer. However, one singer can do quite a good job as well. So there's something on both sides that there's an effect. So this is just an answer I was able to put together to support everything that I'm doing, because I see that every human, and doctors, please comment on this one, please, and then we'll get started. Every human has the potential within, and that's my stance, and I can facilitate that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to comment? Dr. George is nodding in agreement. Best not see a nice smile and thought there. I appreciate that. Thank you. So let me get the music going. We have our intentions. Let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths in and out. If you're watching, if you're tuning in, I'll check the chat in a minute. If you want to mention an intention that you want to say, please let us know. And focus on a few deep breaths. Okay, regardless of time and space and distance, here we are. You connecting, your heart is here, your mind is here. We're synchronizing, we're harmonizing, we're beautifying, we're letting go. Dr. George, I don't know about you, but when I ride the roller coaster, letting go is so much more enjoyable than holding on tight.
Well, okay. I'm not a fan of roller coasters, but I'm on one now, so I might as well let the hell go and enjoy the ride.
Well, maybe it's a roller coaster, maybe we're on a tube ride out in the water, who knows what we're on, but...
That's a great quote of the day. I like that. I don't like roller coasters either, but we're here.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we are.
Loving what is.
Well, we gotta have fun with it, so I'm gonna have a blast doing it, so that's the way we're gonna roll. buddy. So connect
Oh,
here
we do.
now. The doctors are going to do the work. We're going to connect to you. We have what's called the surrogate, and allow it to flow. Here we go.
Let's get in.
By the way, if you're getting if you're getting some value out of this, just go ahead and get a thumbs up with a heart. Spreads the love. That's what it does. Okay, if you're watching, the doctors and myself are in the middle of the session, and this is connecting on those levels that are the quantum nature of who we are, that influence the Newtonian nature of who we are, the physicalness of who we are. And these subtle shifts are like course corrections in a ship. 1 degree change, come down 1,000 miles down the road, is tremendous difference. So anytime you feel the need to shift your body or take a deep breath in now, please do that. That's the shifting of the energy, allowing the structures to align, the mind to align, the body, all the levels of who you are to align and harmonize, synchronize, synergize. Signal, so I'm going to pause and talk for a moment. In regards to space and time, we have the ability to connect. And this is what we're doing here. And with this influence, with this ability, what the doctors are identifying is the areas that are restricted or preventing or interfered with from flowing. And then when that restriction, that interference is released, there's greater understanding, greater awareness, there's greater perceptions, greater responses, in a sense that it's in alignment with your authentic self, with the heart of yourself. Looks like we may all be complete. I got the yes on that. Dr. George, yes. Vesna, Sasha, Beth, looking. everybody's giving me thumbs up. Great. If I may start, I had just this moment of peace. The word peace came resounding through, and then all the work for me after that was facilitating the allowing of peace to arrive. It's as if I found myself on what I call the feminine side of the body, the left-hand side of the body, and it was something about into our thinking, into our consciousness, about allowing. And so I believe it may be different than people think. I think it's more of the heart realm versus the head realm, more the contemplation realm. There's so much contemplation, there's so much data, there's so much information. It's blowing out people's circuits, if I could say it that way. And it's causing people to get into, in my opinion, get into the heart. And we're seeing all kinds of this playing out in our society. People are having integrity and standing up for what they believe is the best thing and the right thing, and they're doing it in authentic ways, and it's quite a joy to see. And I'm seeing people that, desiring to go out there and make positive efforts and strides in life. It's a beautiful thing. And that all evoked, that was what was all evoked in me in our session today. And I had such a great calming and peacefulness. About halfway through, it was delightful. I want to thank everyone here who's participating. Even you at home, people who are watching, who are connecting, regardless of the time you're connecting, your influence is also providing me this experience. So thank you. And that's research, that's data, that's confirmed. So thank you. Let's see, who wants to go first? I'm gonna pick Sasha to go. Let me turn down the music so we get clear communication. And Sasha, tell me what you experienced, what you noticed in today's session.
I got OD wanted a specific Reiki symbol, the one that connects us to the earth, back to the earth. That's all I was doing. It didn't want anything else today.
Beautiful. And so what I want to say about what Sasha provides here is her area of expertise. It seems to be Reiki. It's something that that's what when I do OD, that's what's wanted at this moment. Right. And so like a team who's performing I'm going to use a sports analogy. Like a team who's performing a play out in the field, there's people that have to block. I'll use football, American football as an analogy. People have to block, people have to catch, people have to throw, and not everyone can be doing the same role. And so something about what Sasha brings to the table, she's guided, seems to be just about every time with Reiki. So it's just a beautiful component, and I see it as a perfect combination. So thank you, Sasha. Vesna, thank you for joining in once again.
Thank you.
What were you noticing today?
For me, it's amazing every time the experience that I have. So this time I did 1 or 2 adjustments and I did T1, and all of a sudden my eyes opened up really wide. It's a bit of a strong sudden wind today. I was feeling a little bit sleepy. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon here. And then all of a sudden I was wide awake.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful. So that obviously was something, you needed, and perhaps the collective needed. So thank you for doing that. Yeah. T1. Let's talk about T1 for a minute, Vesna. On a physical level, T1. Let's talk about where is T1, so we give the audience a little
Okay.
location. Where is T1?
It joins the bottom of the neck and top of the mid back.
Yeah. So it's like, if I could say it this way, it's almost a gateway between the body and the head and neck.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And Dr. George, the nerves of T1. What do they connect to? What do they innervate? I know it's awful. There's a couple levels in which they innervate, right? And we're going to get out the anatomy and the posters, and Dr. George is looking. I know.
Among other things, heart.
Yes, thank you. I know that's what I wanted you to say, and thank you for saying it. Heart,
What do you
hands,
say?
heart.
I also see it as like the emotions bubbling up from the body can get stuck at the throat.
Yes.
Where we can't express them. It's the emotional bottleneck is how I see T1.
Yes. That's exactly how I see it. And on a very straightforward neurologic and anatomical connection, there's connection to the hands, to the heart, to the lungs. It goes upward as well into what's called the cervical ganglia, and I believe there's maybe things I'm missing that it relates to, and just it's a beautiful component to
Sugar ham. Wow.
Sugar hand. Yes, exactly. Now we're getting into a little more deep neurology with that component. But interesting, handling the sweetness of life. How about that?
Okay.
Beth, Dr. Beth. I know,
Sorry, I'm taking notes. This is so good. I'm just taking notes. But,
we'll get into metaphysics, the neurology, and quantum physics. I mean, I love it.
yeah, so a couple of physical I got. My left kind of frontal bone first, and my left sternum, and I also got T1 just physically. That's interesting. Then I did get the emotion of dread, and corrected that, of course. I got another emotion. I don't know what it was, but I just adjusted for that. And then I just had a great sense of calm, and I could feel the love.
Beautiful. So wonderful. Thank you. And I love that you got T1 as well. And in some of the studies they do with biomechanics, the first rib and the sternum prevent T1 from proper motion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, think of how, and this is for the doctors out there, think of how the articulation of the first rib with T1, and then how it comes anterior and wraps around and connects to the sternum, and that manubrium right there. Yes, Dr. George, thank you. You got the skull, the spine, and so what happens is, how do we get the bone in the front of our body out of balance and locked up? Well, that's another conversation for another day. However, if that's locked, anything else it connects to is limited in its ability to move and function.
Right.
All right, Dr. George. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate, and I really just love that you felt that experience, and it's very similar to my experience. It sounds like it woke Vesna up, and now she's wide awake. I love it. George, please, what did you notice in today's session, and what insights did you have?
I guess you can.
First of all, thanks everybody. I so look forward to this. This is really amazing and wonderful. And today was a very different kind of adjustment. I adjusted third chakra, fifth chakra, and I'm usually finding a lot of hollow organs. So there was gallbladder, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, appendix, all as one. And then I got on the coccyx and adjusted that, and it kind of corrected occiput, coccyx, sort of the whole meningeal system cleared at once. And then I was done. It just felt like a whole different thing today, like a different way to approach it or something. I kind of let go and enjoyed the ride, you might say.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much. What you checked and found evoked in me. You said all the hollow organs, a lot of them are related to digestion. So here we are. We have to digest our society here in our environment. And then the coccyx, when you said that, I know that's part of the panic pattern.
Yep.
And essentially, if you think of a seesaw, we have our cranium on one end of the seesaw, and the other end of the seesaw, we have our coccyx. And so there's this balancing effect with that. And when you say clear the meninges, that's a powerful statement to me. And so I want to thank you for that. And wow, what a profound session today. So delightful. Okay, so we have a comment. I want to read this comment here. Okay, so she's talking about meditating today, and this is someone that I know personally, and they're connected to the vibrations, we'll say, of the what's happening. And she focused on the liver, and I think this is important because Dr. George, you mentioned all these organs, releasing the fear and allowing peace. And it's essentially, this is someone that I have a lot of respect for, and now they're confirming things that I'm feeling today, and here we're helping people attune to allow this to occur in her life today. What a beautiful component. Thank you for adding, Jeannie. I appreciate that. And wow, we went a few minutes long, well worth it. I'm thankful for all the doctors joining in today. And if you are out there in the world watching this, you're on social media, give a thumbs up, give a heart. What that does, it gets other people to connect It's basically the algorithm then sends this message to other people, and we have a bigger, positive, more profound effect, turning on more of that love vibration out there for the world. And what a great day, a great week to do that. And if you, well, now that you're interested, go to synergysolutionsessions.com, at the links in the description. Download the bootcamp. It's 3 free sessions with a lot of phenomenal content that's in there, and then you can repeat and listen and find out more about what we're doing here and how this can positively influence your life and everyone else that you come in contact with. Doctors, thank you for your time. Any last words before we wrap up? Or give me a thumbs up and we're good to go. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been another wonderful session of Synergy Solutions. Tune in next Wednesday at noon. We're staying. I'm continuing to broadcast as long as we are in this. We'll call it the. I guess we'll call it the lockdown scenario. We're gonna keep broadcasting this because I just think we need to keep putting out more good vibes to the world, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Blessings and best regards, everybody. I'm Dr. Kevin. This has been the KST crew in the house. All right, appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
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 So great to see you, Vesna, and everyone.
Thank you. Great
Yeah.
to see you.
From across the world. Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
night.
bye.
Good afternoon, and good morning.
And good night.